Paimon's hungry. Hey, quick! Look! That's the limited edition, only 60! It was so delicious the last time we...
One slice of cake, please.
Someone showed up after all! Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia!
Oh, are you here to buy cake too?
Wait!
That's right. Even...
Do you come here often?
Usually every day.
Every day?
It's part of my daily schedule.
Then what if
But why would it close?
Well, Paimon doesn't know either, but...
Oh, the prophecy. To be... No, it's the same...
Huh.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have... These 2 slices are for you.
Oh, you know, see...
I sure do. She said, I've got something else to do.
And there she goes! Alright, let's dig in. It's more delicious. Sure would be nice if we could always eat.
Ingredients and find. Forget about me. This is art is the key ingredient in fine.
Oh, we're near the Seabird office. Let's go look for Charlotte and have a chat.
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon!
Ha! You've got...
Oh, you need... It's all right then.
Really? Oh,
Still, what?
a friend of ours met you.
Ah, so she mentioned...
She said that you're... Huh?
Oh, of course it doesn't.
Yeah.
Why not?
Oh.
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid! Ooh, so much...
Wait, Charlotte. Paimon's still got a question for you.
And what's that?
If...
Huh. That's... If you're... From what I've seen, most... So in all likelihood, I'd probably still... Just think about it. If this nation really... And then do you know what I'd do? Well, I'm not... But anyway...
That's... So, anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we? The sea breeze and scenery... Paimon's been thinking... If it wasn't fun... No. We've always been moving to the next You mean... still Huh. Feels like you'll... But it's...
Ah, so the two of you are still here.
Oh, you're from the palace?
Yes, I'm Isadora. No, yes.
Alright.
Well, Lady loudly again before the crowd continued.
So, people...
I agree.
So what happened?
Seeing that the Marshals...
So...
That's right. That said, I don't... Good.
Don't worry. Well, sounds like we should hurry over to Port Sullivan. If we know and when Nerva, it would be Paimon. Huh. Well, in that case. This place looks deserted. Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of devastation. Could Farina really be here? Let's try to find her as soon as possible. That's Farina, right over there.
What was... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But what can I even do? Who's that?
Don't worry, Farina.
Oh, and I'm sure Nuval...
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there! Quick, after...
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are?
Farina just ran off! Quick, we have to catch up! This should be the place, right? Hey, Farina! There's a good hiding...
What?
Hurry, they're...
fine, I suppose.
Paimon's exhausted.
No, I mean, I'm...
Yep.
What's happening? The ground
Yeah. A quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, didn't it?
It can't be...
Well, there's no...
Yeah, but the people... It's true. I've tried, but, we cannot make an enemy of the divine. Indeed, fate. But just now, it all, as long as, don't worry, Well, that's enough for now. Don't take any...
Come on!
Share. That's impossible. A witness. And if to...
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my open... Now, without further ado...
So, do not forget, however, that...
May I interpret these words as your In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor.
You would draw your blade? I see. It seems like you have made up your...
Paimon can't believe it. She...
What the heck is going on?
Wow, how utterly...
Lady Farina, what?
Shh! It would seem that there has been...
Looking for excuse...
I raised my hands just now to indicate my I will admit that I'm sorry, everyone. I was... you are not the only ones to be disappointed in... But now, it is time for the I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world this time, I... applaud and rejoice. One of the most outrageous... Mark my words. This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine!
Woohoo!
Oh, no! Why does it feel like Farina just took over the whole thing? Also, even though she's still acting
All right, then. Who will be my...
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Is that so? Also, please allow me to ask, just how much...
Well, We did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the
Navia,
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning, they changed into plain the people's resentment. Moreover, according
Ultimate version of the setup, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and...
Right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster.
then I can... You gathered a crowd. Prepare to... Also that as soon as...
Yes, that is...
Well, Chlorand, As for you'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd... Oh? It's fine. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through.
Sir Prosecutor, please allow me to This is a document.
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too! Oh, let Paimon see. So in other words, we can refer to this... Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
you defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duel you took part in at the Opera House. That's one for the history books, all right. I didn't... This is the first time Monsieur Nervillette had a difference of opinion with the of Fatui before. According to Miss... I nearly lost my awesome friend Navi.
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Oh, come on, Nervillette. There's no need to... Just fast... Of course. It is only...
That's true. But my charge here is unrelated to your Instead...
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Hey,
Charge accepted. Lady Farina. Lady Farina.
I plead not. There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
Yeah. Even though Lady Farina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going to...
yeah, I've never questioned her identity.
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since... See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me if you wish to drop the case.
An argument with near impossible...
Well, and if I...
That doesn't sound right. Paimon doesn't think this... First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race.
Who gave you that idea? Was it...
A curse. But in light of this
Nervillette sensed it too, huh?
Lady Farina...
Well, it is true that it's extremely
Well, Well, don't start celebrating too. Besides, for century, one need only to turn their eyes toward.
You tried to reference the Oratrice, but weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice
Didn't I make myself clear at the time?
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder of your... While the court is in... You will prove your...
I never thought.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady...
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you, instead of having been created by...
The real Hydro Archon. Well, it is true that I did not know why the Oratrice... But the Oratrice handed out that verdict. You can't argue that...
She's still throwing out all kinds of...
My power...
If that poses a concern...
Aren't you the Hydro Archon?
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archon. Thus did I...
Isn't that...
Yeah, no matter.
It seems like nobody's buying Farina's
Hey, come now, everyone! I'm still the same, please.
If what the prosecutor...
Did she deceive...
Enough! That's enough. Tell me then, if you have no evidence...
Wow. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't... It has been established that all Fontanians can do...
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here.
Miss Navia, please apply to...
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson. So, if we are to but if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind, I do hope you'll act prudently.
Navia from the Spina di...
If Lady Farina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontanian.
Lady Farina, this...
Well, of course he had to tell...
She's just staring at the water without saying...
What's going on?
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Farina.
What?
Hey!
I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! Will you believe me now? I really am your Archon! I'm nothing like...
Miss Siegewin? If you're present, Miss Siegewin, please come forward and attend...
Siegewin?
Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds. That should be enough.
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the...
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. She was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected...
Thank you, Miss Siegeween. Lady Farina, you may
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't get dissolved. Shouldn't that be enough?
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct... However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. We don't want anyone else to lose their life.
Yeah, so out of regard for Farina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked that... It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used. Farina could...
I can't believe... Listen to me, everyone! Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks! Think about it! How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't? Also, if I was really just a human, why would... Please, anyone, just listen to me! I swear, I really am your Archon!
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. The odds are just too stacked.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's any way left for Farina to win.
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone who's too stacked against her now.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is... guilty. We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charge. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale.
Well, what's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
No, the Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus: to be punished via the...
That's actually one of the available sentences?
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court. And it's been given to the very...
Farina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of...
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been...
Yeah! Even Fauché wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial
Indeed. Not only is Farina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial, but now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon.
Excuse me, if I may interrupt. Is the trial still...
Fremine! Oh, you finally made it. I assume...
Mm-hmm. Any mission, Father, is...
the nave privately...
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. But has the trial already concluded? Then...
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to review the record left on the Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates, and would like you to come here.
Huh? So what do you see? What?
I believe I have now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceit? So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kinda talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the... However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
Okay, let's try to recall the content. Stone slate describes what you just said. It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her... Does that mean that Fontanians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting... The second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky, and this must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontanians were branded with their original sin. The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea. Huh. That reminds Paimon, didn't we also watch that happen? Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontanians have been talking about. We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen.
Perhaps what is about to take place has all the truth and the original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine by Celestia.
That doesn't sound quite right.
The prophecy from the fort, if we... It's not as simple. When Navi, the stone... We know from the... and the first... this...
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea, but won't cease to exist. The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson. The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meripede was the surest sign. The stone slate's contents can all be verified by recent events. If we... Gets it now, so that's how you can make sense of it. But then it feels like...
Let's hear them.
Incredible. Linny, we're...
All Fontanians were originally created by the late The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontanians could dissolve in prime... Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for a trial. All of them in the shape of Oceanids.
Indeed.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the first slate. That could also...
The Hydro Archons...
And yet, after many hundreds of years...
Yeah, isn't the image here just like... So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the... In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters. And only the Hydro Archon will remain weak. Did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive that you've already... However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, they've also... When we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded. Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt.
Well?
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontaine. In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiar. She poured primal. But if Fontanians were to... Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true...
That's way too much information for me. Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death?
This really might be too much information.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone slates was inaccurate. The slates' respective... A key point of the visual on the third slate is how all the... They have not been dissolved. Which... The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as you may also recall not... Therefore, that the people of Fontaine... Yes.
I think I'm following. In truth, everything we've done...
What should we do?
Huh. No matter what,
If that's the case...
Traveler, I would like to point out another... About the fourth slate. However, as for the root cause of the... This eruption was just a small warning of the things to come.
It was both dream.
If we're talking about a true culprit, that could only be...
The truth, the original sin.
That was way too close! How did that thing just burst into the Opera House? Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in your dream?
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it is chosen to... That whale does not belong to Tevat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars. It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet, and once it has finished consuming all...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids...
Precisely. That whale Therefore, when it left the Primordial Sea, it decided to make its next stop.
We just
That is correct. From the way he looked, he must have been fighting...
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we... Anyway, now that we know that this whale...
It is too late. It had already absorbed, even if the entire...
We've already done... We've come...
Indeed. I'll fight it to the end.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
The prophecy. Just as prophecies are usually ultimately
What's happening with the oratories?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Farina! No, I still need answers.
You...
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
You are not Farina. Who are you?
The sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt—
Focalor. Why?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool the heavenly principle.
Deceiving the heavenly principles.
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused. She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principle. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather... I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I had to outwit the heavenly principles. I'm a genius, I know. Although, looking back now, it was... But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose—
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human, she could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. Her strengths were of a kind only a human. But in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in Anyway, so then I cursed her. All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive the Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon, in order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life. Instead, I suppose now you probably understand why—
But Farina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of— I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure.
It has indeed. And although she is, it's been 500 years, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and Oh, who permitted you to come onto the stage? Now, I understand your admiration for my august self, but I must ask you— All right, it is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to state your name. Just be off with you. Do not distract— Oh, do not— I am Focalor. The eyes of countless Fontanians are upon me. I must, at all times, display the— Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon enough.
I will have order.
Attack! That's the way. Watch out! Hiya! Hey there! Hiya! Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards! Coming at ya! Attack! That's the way. Watch out! Ha!
Farina. Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are you? Be not nervous. Be not afraid. Wait a moment. You're near me? How can this be?
Mirror you, huh? You know what? That's not bad. Let's go with that.
Mirror me. What do you wish to say?
The prophecy. Have you heard of it?
What prophecy? Wait. I know. The people will all...
Oh.
What? But...
I will tell...
But if there...
I suppose... Don't worry.
Play act...
That's right. If you...
But...
Don't worry. Being a... Remember...
So...
To a... But...
A trial. The Maison... What should I say? I'm sure you've all heard. In truth, as the god Focalor, once again, this... I thought I might...
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more...
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions that...
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest.
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen. She might...
Wait, what's going... Right. Calm down, Farina. Assertive. Now, I was wondering if some... You may Now then!
So that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were inside...
Her personality. It's quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose it's a better look than before.
Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, we have heard it said that this nation, the scale, may law be the prayer on our lips, may judgment be there is, so long as
Lady Farina, here are today's case reports, as well as a summary of the follow-up for your perusal.
Besides...
If I may be so impertinent... That's true,
No need for fright, and do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now.
Lady Farina,
No need. All right.
Lady Farina.
I see. It's as I thought then. All manner of... Really?
I'm...
final, but it's good. Maybe the.
Lady Farina?
Lady Farina.
Indeed,
Lady Farina, we're detecting...
Understood. I feel...
Lady Farina, it's... I've heard that the... Oh, are you crying?
Really now? This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the god who's
No wonder. No wonder. A manifestation of your power, then.
So interminable. Hundreds of years must have passed by now. Perhaps I never imagined. Have I reached my limit? I want to tell someone, anyone, about this. I've conducted so many investigations across the centuries. All I can do is keep heart. I must maintain this act.
Farina, you don't have to shoulder the... Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can just share it with me.
A witness. Yes, I've heard that you came to Tevat, and if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then... if that... He's right. I could confide in him, couldn't, but if things don't play out as expected... No, Farina, you shouldn't be... But what if... Farina... You've worked so hard for so... Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find someone in whom you... If you let this opportunity slip through your fingers, think about it. Long and hard. No, I have nothing to say. I am Farina. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my...
Fine.
So even Farina doesn't know the truth?
Yes, it had to be done. She did very well. If she had let her, it seems that trusting.
I believe that How would you build on this?
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Udex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue. I'm sure you've long.
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Linny did mention that he heard a. It now seems that.
And then I became one with the oratories, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes. Alas, you're in truth, it is no enactor of justice. Oh, you have my work over these, but really, the vast majority had to be.
It was all.
Indeed. This power accrued over 5 centuries, but only.
So the oratrices call for death, the destruction of that divine throne.
Returning what's rightfully yours. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the... No, what? The authority of...
All you've done.
I've never quite... Hydro Dragon... I must say, had it been within my right, Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea. And that I, for my... Speaking of justice, I have always believed that So, if the theft of the primordial sea, then, leaving in other words, defying the... At this point, Udex Nerville...
So when I was... At last. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of... things being as they are. Surely you know that I could never declare them.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Nervalette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Udex Nervalette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
What just happened?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection? I have a feeling that something huge...
But since we're all still alive and haven't been dissolved, I assume whatever happened was good for us.
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment.
Didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't—
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means, I now have the ability. We should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice. The root of the calamities befalling Fontaine. The beast that... Come with me, traveler. The hour... done my best to separate the power of the sea from the wave. Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source. Unless we can find a way to attack it from within. I shall share part of the ancient dragon's power with you. We shall look for a way together. Feel its sorrow turning into hostility.
Solidify!
Off we go! Let's light it up! This is long overdue.
The all-devouring narwhal cannot resist its instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility. A chance will present itself.
Attack! That's the way.
Solidify!
I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment and use my power to suppress its root from within.
Going in! Access denied. Blaze over.
Stabilize!
No touching!
Gather!
I will have order!
Born of ice and frost! Let's light it up! Coming at ya! Hiya! Attack! Teamwork is dreamwork! light it up! Everybody stand back!
Order guide you.
Let's light it up! Access denied. Hey there! Fire! Well, with thoughts.
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but it was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't... Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point.
That power... Who...
Paimon has an idea. From what she said earlier, it's just that he gave us the impression that she was,
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. So you may speak to me as equals. I have to... That kind of power is... All in all... The point...
Well, so what's her...
his name is Sertologi.
I am...
Huh. The master isn't sufficiently famous. Still no...
Ooh, that
but I suppose you...
Wait!
Actually, that the all-devouring such royal as such. In other words...
What?
Not to worry.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Furina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Hey! Help! Over here!
All hands, initiate emergency rescue!
Hurry! Hey, lend a hand!
is receding!
It's a miracle!
Water's receding.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
The prophecy was wrong.
My time with the Spina taught me that carrying an
The Spina di Rosula attacks post-disaster rebuilding. I recently visited Poisson to meet with Miss Navia, spokesperson of the Spina di Rosula, and we spoke about Poisson's present and future. Old soil can still give birth to new bloom, Miss Navia stated. Hope is like seeing a small cookie when you're starving late at night. You just need a little of it. Skyship Winglet, boon or bane of the Fontaine Research Institute. The various disputes that have arisen on account of people owing... Wow! Paimon barely recognizes the people in the
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The value for these big scoops lies in Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created a true fly...
Paimon's curious...
And that's exactly... Oh, this time...